My name is Rajminesh Kumar Patel. Today I would like to talk about my mini project in Python which I made with my group partners Chin Patel. Our project is Encrypt and Decryption. So basically in this project we get a message from a user it, and it convert into ciphertext, and that we get a ciphertext to plain text. So basically it's create a encryption and decryption of the message. To start with the implementation, and for this program we use a TK directories. So first line we import data from, this directory. Then we define a function which return if the length is even or not of that string. So for this we define a function is even if the number of a message, I mean the length of the message is even, so it will divide that that string into two. So that's why we use a modulo 2 here. Then we create a two separate list for a for a odd letters and for odd letters and even letters. To start with the even letters, it returns the list of characters at an even index position. So we define a function get even letters, and to store only even letters we use this empty list. For this we use a counter which determine the length of messages. We start with a 0 and ends with the length of message. So it only collect only even index positions characters and made a separate list of them. So by end of the this stage we get only even letters list. These similar types for this function only for even letters. This is the same as this function. It will only get only 8 numbers. So by end of this stage, we have a two separate list for first one for even letters and second for odd letters. Now we have to transfer our plain text into a ciphertext. For this, we use a swipe letter function. So, and store our ciphertext by end. We use this letter list. We create a inner empty list for it. So firstly, it checks the length of a message. So if message length is a odd, so we that automatically adds an x by end of the message, so it will become a odd number. So end of the that this stage we have a two separate list. First one only for even letters and second was for all letters. Now all characters in both of these lists from the message. To start with the create our ciphertext. In this section we edited over both this list and open all letter and even letter at a specific counter value. So it start with a 0 and length of a message divided by 2, and it firstly is checks odd letters and then second is checks even letters. So by end of the this stage we get our ciphertext. So ciphertext is made from a first letter from all letters and second from a even letters, third letters from all letters list, and fourth from a even letters. Now this whole things continue works until the last position, I mean the last number of the length of the message. Then it will create a list from all, make a list of that string, and it will return in a this new new message function. So by end of this stage we had our ciphertext. To get users value, we define get task here. So it asks the user what they want to do. I mean encryption or decryption. So it will show a dialog of it and it's return a task. User need to type whole encrypt if they want to encrypt, and if they want to decrypt, so they will type decrypt. So after that another pop-up window will appear. It will about the message from user. User need to give their secret message for encryption, and after that we get a message here from the user. Now I we use a while loop. So firstly it checks if user it checks task from user. If task is encryption, which is selected by user, so it will get a message from user that it will encrypt that message by swiping letters from odd even positions. Then it will show the output of it. So if user select encrypt, it will give the ciphertext of that plain text. I'm the secret message. If user select decryption, so they have to task decrypt. If this condition will true, it will get a message from user, decrypt that message by swiping letters, and then another window will appear that contains the plain text of that secret message. If user doesn't select encrypt or a decrypt, so it will doesn't show anything. That's why we use a break statement here. So how this while loop will work here? In this section we ask the user about what they want to do, and this section we prepare our secret message from the user input, and this how and this is how it will create a list, and which is a very useful in a creation of ciphertext. Now we run our project. So when we run, we get a two pop-up window. So that was for a TK, and were this will ask the user what they want to do. To start with the encryption, we have to type encrypt, and now we have to click OK. Then it will again ask about the message of what they want to encrypt. So we have to put our plain text or a secret message here. For a testing purpose, I use my name Raj Patel and I put my ID number. So this was my secret message. Now I want to encrypt it. So I click OK for it. So another pop-up window appears, and this will be our ciphertext. User need to remember it for a decryption purposes. So now to next we have to decrypt our message. So another same window will appear again. This time we have to type decrypt. When we click OK, it will ask about our secret message. So it will ask about our secret message or a ciphertext. We need to type our secret message, which is ARJP, sorry, PJTALE78. So this was my ciphertext, and now I click OK. So it will show our plain text or a secret message. So how this works? This is my side from encryption and decryption. Thank you.